You see her here almost every week. Marjorie Dannenfelser, the president of the Susan B. Anthony list. She's known for being a pro-life champion and a reliable voice as we sort through pro-life legislation. But if you had known Marjorie years ago, you never think that would be the case, because Marjorie used to support abortion. We recently discussed her remarkable pro-life conversion and the power dialogue can have on one individual. Now, we know you, of course, as being a pro-life leader, but that hasn't always been the case. Can you share with us what your views were on abortion as a young woman?
Well, in college and pre-college, I was very adamantly pro-choice. I called it pro-choice. I really believe that the mantra, my body, my choice, was compelling. I would have had an abortion in a minute. I didn't think twice about it. I was at Duke University, and I was the chairman of college Republicans there, along with another guy, and I didn't have any compunction about espousing that view at all. It's kind of amazing to think what a distance the Lord has brought me in that period of time, and I'm very grateful for it. I really am.
And you were a philosophy major at the Duke University, so what was the argument that got you to change your mind? What was it?
I think this is probably the experience of a lot of people who change their mind on something so fundamental like this. It's usually very slow, and I think a philosophy major and the way that I grew up was to really ask questions and to be open-minded in pursuit of the truth. I think that's what serves our children. If they're not in the right place, if they can sort of ingrain in them the idea that the truth is more important than anything, and that is the journey. So as a philosophy major, you get to the point when I'm hearing myself say something like my body, my choice, and it simply does not measure up to any standards of criticism or analysis. Clearly there are two different bodies in every single abortion that are affected. And so at one point, I think if there was a point intellectually, I think I could say kind of the pretty easy premise that what if that's another person? What is that happening? In that single act of an abortion, when that thing happens, what happens? What is it?
Right.
And I got to the point at least where I could say, what if it's another person? Why would we even take a chance? Now, we go much further than that. It's way beyond what if now. But it made me pause, and sometimes you just need a pause.
And speaking of searching for the truth, in addition to converting to the pro-life movement, you also converted to Catholicism. Did that happen hand in hand?
Yeah, I mean, really, I guess we all know our stories when we get to heaven, so he'll spell it out for me, assuming I'm going to get there. I'm working on that one. And I think that when your heart is opened on one fundamental truth, a very important fundamental truth, often your heart is open to many of them. Like, you know how if you do learn and practice one virtue really, really well, which is really, really hard, often all the other virtues follow. Now, I'm not going to say that I've done that completely, even close, but I can say that once my eyes were open to the truth of the pro-life cause, my eyes were also open to what was leading me there, and I think the Holy Spirit was, without question, leading me there from the Episcopal Church to the Catholic Church.
I imagine your personal experiences just must completely shape the way you view when discussing and arguing the pro-life argument, and even provide hope for those who disagree with you.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that is for sure, and that is that everyone who argued with me at that time argued with integrity. And they were not judging me. I was in an environment of trust and friendship and tolerance, even though my views were so reprehensible. And I think without that, it would have been hard to come over. So I think every single time, your words might not be perfect, but the words still stand, and the way that you approach other people with understanding and empathy really makes a difference. And you may go away, and that person, you might not ever know what happens. There's so many people that talk to me that perhaps never knew that my mind was changed, but it does make an enormous difference, and you just got to know that it's worth it to step out and make a difference, and just having the conversation.
What a powerful story you have, and I think one that provides a lot of hope for us and our viewers. So when we go to articulate the pro-life message with our neighbors, you never know the fruit that will come from that. Marjorie Dannenfelser, thank you.
Thank you.